G'day folks, welcome back to the workshop. Today I'm going to give you a quick rundown on the WAGMAN belt setup. Let's get into it. Okay, so now before I get into this demonstration showing you what's on my belt, I just want to clarify something here. I'm not a man that likes pouches, the big pouches. A lot of guys out there like the big pouches and they put all their stuff in the big pouches. My belt looks like it's got a whole ton of stuff on it, but if you break it all down and lay it out on a table and then get the guys with the pouches and get them to empty their pouches out and lay that out on the table, it's going to be exactly the same stuff. There's going to be screwdriver, screen removal tool, brush, rags, scraper, etc. They're all going to be there, except I prefer to have my tools and gear outside of the pouch and accessible exactly where I know where it is, muscle memory type of thing, rather than digging into a pouch. But that's only my personal preferences. It doesn't mean that anyone else is wrong or right. It's just my personal preference. I just want to put that out first. Alright, so saying that, let's get into it. Okay folks, I'll start from the left hand and I'll move around to the right hand. As you can see, like I said, it looks like there's a lot of gear here, but literally I use everything all the time and it's at my right hand or my left hand at an instant. So let's start from the left hand side here. This is my bottle on a belt pouch. Now this one is fantastic. I'll take it off and I'll give you a little bit of a demo on this one. I have modified it, of course, and I've put in a PVC pipe type thing here to hold the angle arm. So the angle arm sits beautifully there. Coming around, obviously, is the bottle. Now you can use different types of bottles. This is nice and slim. It's also tall. It's got a good grabbing thingo there for me, so it sits in really nice. If you prefer the shorter model type ones, they go in and they're not so high. They're a little bit tight to get in and out, but the height is nice. Okay, so it doesn't matter either way. Above that is the little pouch that I absolutely love. I've been trying to work out and find a way of housing the scourer that I use. This scourer here I use for cleaning down the frames. So there's an awesome little pouch right there. Not sure if you can see that quite well. There we go. Awesome little pouch that sits there. That houses this fella. Once I've cleaned up the frames, it goes into there beautifully, and then the water bottle is right there in front of it. In the front here, I still need to modify and change things around, but that will come after I've modified my bow app again. In the front here, little pouch here, is where your solution sits in there. Your concentrate solution little bottle sits in there. I'm not a bloke that wants to have half a litre of water and also half a litre of concentrate. I'd rather just have 50 mils of concentrate sitting there. It lightens the load by half a litre. So there's the thing. It's got one of these connections on it. That sits on my belt right there all the time, nice and snug, and that basically just slits straight on. Like I said, everything is at my left hand. If I need the angle arm, it's right there, and obviously the water bottle and everything is really helpful, really efficient right there. Moving along to here, I use a bull. It's actually a bull ring holster that I've taken the bull ring off. A lot of guys like to have these ones where you pull through. Personally, I don't like them. Now the only reason I don't like them, and it's a legitimate reason, is I carry my squidgies in here. Now when you've got the bull ring here and you're pulling this out, often this gets a hold of my squidgy and it pulls it with it. It catches someplace and pulls it with it, so that's why I got rid of the ring. Now I've replaced it with a hip clip. A lot of people don't like these. I really do like them. They don't work as well if they're literally on the belt, but when you put them onto the bull ring holster, they work really, really well. And then you've got that. You got your ledger and your towel in the one little spot right there. Now, I don't always just use this for the ledger, my little sill ledger, sill cleaner. I also use this to house and hold my Screen Magic when I'm using it. Then that way it's really handy for what I need. I can spray it, wipe it down, slick it straight back on there, carry on to the next window, and it's done. Once I'm finished with using it, obviously I don't carry that around with me there all the time. The little sill ledger goes back in. This can also be used for your 10-inch, 8-inch, etc. on that, in that one as well. Moving across to here, exactly the same setup with the bull ring and the hip clip. This has my scrim on it. This is a bluey. This sits there. This also carries my 6-inch. Always have my 6-inch with me. It sits beautifully right there. As you can see, I've cut down my discs so that they fit inside this little section here, and that fits in there beautifully. Moving along to the BOAB, I'll take the BOAB off. I've shown you this before, but this is the BOAB here. It houses my cobweb brush, seal brush, the bent screwdriver, screen removal tool, 2 squidgies, and my scraper. It also has the spot for the wet magic eraser. I also carry a dry magic eraser in my top pocket generally, so I have a wet magic eraser and a dry magic eraser and a scourer with me at all times. And now what I've done here is I've literally cable tied the top clip to my belt, so that stays in position all the time, doesn't move, and then this literally just clicks up to it and you're away. This particular BOAB isn't a Torre, it has a single pin, so it's perfect for tipping out and emptying. It also has a square mouth, which is perfect to fit 2 wagtails with pads. I'm in the process of designing a new one of these. I'll keep you up to date with that as it comes. Now at the very back I also have another one of these clips that can fit a spare pouch if I want it. If I need it, it just clicks straight on there and I've got extra pouch at the back. Usually I don't like to carry pouches at the back of my belt. You know, like I say before, I'm wide enough this way. I don't want to be wide at the back as well. It's just too hard to get between things, in between couches, etc, etc. Now I'll just show you one other thing I am working on, is the trad pad from Reach It. Now I've modified it and changed it up a little bit, put a better clip on it, so you can take it on and off, and I'm working on this at the moment. What it is, it's a little handle here. You can put a microfiber pad or any of the other pads that Reach It have, and they basically, you can carry around with you the pads that you use. I generally just use the Screen Magic pad, not Screen Magic, sorry, the Magic Eraser pad, and pretty much the white scourer pad for residential work. And so if I want to, I can clip this onto the back of my belt and also carry this with me if I want it, and it's a simple in and out process of that handle sitting in there. But I've still got some work to do on this. This is another keep you posted type one, so make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with all these little things that I'm working on. And I just thought I would show you that little belt update. There you go folks, there's a quick rundown on the WAGMAN Belt setup. Now I have some changes that are coming to the BOAB. My BOAB at the moment only fits 2 wagtails at a time. I am in the process of designing or helping to design a a boab that's going to fit 4 wagtails at once, plus tools. So keep subscribe for that, so I'll keep you in touch with that as things happen. Other than that, I think that's about it. So this is WAGMAN. Give that a go.